Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we present you 50 beautiful retro historical photos. We hope you will appreciate our work. Write your comment and click the subscribe button. Enjoy the show and here we go. The Enchanting Eve Eden 1968, posing for a photo. Sabrina Norma Sykes model, 1959. May 1921. Washington, D.C. Professor Charles Seeger, a composer, is a brother of Alan Seeger, the war poet. His wife is a distinguished violinist. April 1865. Richmond, Virginia. Libby Prison, the infamous Confederate jail. June 17, 1922. Washington Advertising Club bathing costume contest at Tidal Basin. September 1952. Rolling Homes. Kodachrome from photos by Charlotte Brooks and Bob Lerner for the Look magazine assignment. Trailer story. Cincinnati circa 1912. Main Street from Fountain Square, with a nice view of the Blymeyer building. Circa 1910. Lunch hour on the docks, Jacksonville, Florida. May 1955. Actor Fess Parker on a 22-city promotional tour as Davy Crockett. Includes public appearances at department stores. Circa 1920. Unidentified buildings, possibly movie set, associated with famous players Lasky. September 1942. New York. 3rd Avenue elevated railway station in the 70s at 8:30 a.m. America's favorite at the Guess It scales. May 23, 1921. Washington, D.C. Professor Charles Lewis Seeger and family. Charles Seeger, wife Constance Edson Seeger, and their 2-year-old son Pete, of future folk fame. Wellington, New Zealand, 1890. Post and Telegraph Department football team with men in rugby football kit. Postmaster William Copeland seated behind man with ball. (1914). 3 kittens in night clothes, gathered around candlestick. April-May 1925. Washington, D.C. No caption. If you stare at this long enough, you really don't need a caption. 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 New York, 1918. Louis-owned building, 119 West 40th Street. Mainick Franck Architects. Charleston, South Carolina, circa 1920. Street scene with horse and wagon. (1898) USS Freelance officers and crew. This patrol vessel, a converted steam yacht, was loaned to the Navy for service in the Spanish-American War. Palm Beach in 1902. Royal Poinciana Hotel and Trance. January 1943. New M4 tanks, which will soon be hurling their might against the Axis, in the Schenectady, New York, plant of the American Locomotive Company. November 1910. Pell City, Alabama. Doffers and Pell City Cotton Mill. Superintendent of mill is also mayor of Pell City. (1917) District of Columbia traffic stop-go signs. From the birthplace of that musical genre, perhaps the earliest visual representation of go-go. Circa 1905. South Salina Street, Syracuse, New York. Meet you in an hour at the Credit Parlors. March 1966. Actors Adam West and Burt Ward on the set of the movie Batman. September 3, 1920. Washington, D.C. Wapsihohon. We leave it to our resourceful commenters to fill in the blanks. September 3, 1920. Washington, D.C. Wapsihohon. We leave it to our resourceful commenters to fill in the blanks. October 1957. The Lemon family of Little Rock, Arkansas. Father Fred, Mother Edith, daughters Virginia and Rosemary, and son Gary at home, in front of State Capitol building, on streets of Little Rock. Jules Shepard, American writer. Bikini photo 1978. New Orleans circa 1923. View of a street and roofs. Also an ice wagon whose horse is wearing a hat. Bonus points if you can identify the street. March 1936. Washington, D.C. No caption, man with stop sign. Our second look in as many days at traffic sign history. June 1943. Gloucester, Massachusetts. Mr. and Mrs. Joseph Lopez. They have 2 boys in the armed forces, 6 children altogether. He is a fish skinner in the Gorton Pew fishery. Washington, D.C., 1925. No caption, man with highway signs. Circa 1905. Bath House, Nantasket Beach, Massachusetts. Note the rules and regulations for automobiles, etc. posted at left. August 1953. Jane Russell and Mary McCarty on the set of the film The French Line. August 1963. Group portrait of several of the organizers of the March on Washington, among them, Matthew Almond, Rabbi Joachim Prinz, John Lewis, the Reverend Eugene Carson Blake, Whitney Young, A. Philip Randolph, the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., and Roy Wilkins. July 1942. Training high school boys to identify planes. There's no question about these young people's ability to recognize airplanes by their silhouettes. They're learning this and other essential facts of aviation at Wequahic High School, Newark, New Jersey. In 1955, my father visited San Francisco. This picture shows what the Cliff House looked like at that time. April 1968. Star Trek actor Leonard Nimoy in recording studio. Feelin' groovy. Summer 1938. Street scene, New York. With your choice of refreshment, shiny shoes and dancing on the water. January 1943. Chicago, Illinois. Union Station train concourse. January 1943. Chicago, Illinois. Union Station train concourse. March 1957. Women on board destroyer USS Maddox posing with sailors, modeling clothing with a nautical influence. Clearing away the debris, California Street, San Francisco. Aftermath of the earthquake and fire of April 18, 1906. (1940s). Arlington County, Virginia. War Department. Pentagon aerial view. December 1942. Switch lists coming in by teletype to the hump office at a Chicago Northwestern Railroad yard, Chicago. Washington, D.C., circa 1925. Federal Clothing Store, 621 7th Street Northwest. Circa 1904. Commonwealth Avenue, Boston. An ultra-detailed view of bustling Beantown. This photo is from my father's trip to Northern California in approximately 1950. I am hoping that someone who knows cars can come up a more precise date for the picture by noting the date of manufacture of the newest car shown here. New Orleans circa 1923. Upper stories of buildings with wrought iron balconies. Bonus photo for you, a beautiful retro woman. Barbara Edwards is an American supermodel and model with charm. Photo shoot 1984. This is the end of our performance. We hope you enjoyed it and appreciate our work. See you in the next performance. Have a good day.